Okay, let's get into some spoilers from Star Wars The Force Awakens. So as I said in my previous review, I love the movie. I thought it was tremendous. So yeah, I just want to talk about the things they revealed in this, and there were a lot of revelations in this movie, and a lot of things that went down that were just like, wow. So I don't know, I kind of want to go by character, and there's, or I guess I'll start at the start of the movie, which I just loved. I mean, going to the start of the movie when, of course, we see Poe, who's on like that. He's on Jakku, of course, and he's meeting with Max von Sydow's character, which I actually still don't know the name of. It's kind of weird. And of course, the First Order comes, and Max von Sydow. People thought he was gonna be like some major character. Some people thought he was gonna be Boba Fett, maybe, or like Kanan from Star Wars Rebels. I don't think so, because he gets killed right away in this movie by Kylo Ren. And of course they capture and Poe Dameron. And I like the show, of course, that Finn, of course, he does this is like first time in combat, so he doesn't want to he doesn't want to shoot. He's too scared. So yeah, you see that Kylo Ren senses that. It's like crazy. And then Finn, of course, he rescues. He rescues Poe because he needs a pilot. And of course we see where he gets the name Finn because his name was not Finn at all. He actually did no name. It was like FN something 2107. I forgot. But then like Poe says, like, "Can I call you Finn?" And he says like, "Sure, my name's Finn now." So yeah, that's why he didn't have a last name. He doesn't have a name. He didn't have a name at all. So yeah, it's one of the reasons that Finn didn't have a name at all. So yeah, and then of course when they land at Jakku, that's when we meet Rey. I mean, Rey is so good in this movie. Daisy really played her very well. And of course, I like the chemistry between Finn and Rey in this movie. It's just tremendous. And you see on that like planet, of course, when they meet BB-8, and BB-8's so awesome too. I like when she gives a thumbs up to John Boyega, or he gets a thumbs up. Is BB-8 a boy or girl? I guess I'll go with boy. I don't know. So yeah, and BB-8's funny in the movie. He's funny. People thought maybe he's just something that's gonna sell toys, and it is gonna sell a lot of toys. But he's a good droid. He's just, oh man, just a funny droid. And of course, like Daisy, really, I like how they portray her so strong, like helping up, like Finn and saying, "Follow me." And of course, they run to like the ship she wants to take. And of course, it gets blown up. Before that, she said, "Oh, we're not gonna take that pile of junk." But after the other ship gets blown up, it's a Millennium Falcon, and the whole theater just cracked up after that. That was such a great introduction to the Millennium Falcon. And I like how the revelations in this movie were so natural in this movie when they met Han and Chewie on that ship that kind of swallows up the Millennium Falcon. And of course, yeah, Han and Chewie get in there. It's just so natural. And how they revealed that Kylo Ren is the son of Han and Leia, and his name is Ben. So yeah, Ben Solo, I guess. So yeah, and of course, they reveal, of course, that I guess that Leia sent Luke away, and because Luke was training, and of course something went down, and Snoke got a hold of like Ben, and of course he turned him into Kylo Ren, and boy, Kylo Ren in this movie, holy freaking crap. Yeah, you thought he was gonna be something like Vader, and he is, sort of, I guess, but he has a lot more to him, and there's just a lot more emotion in him, because he's kind of conflicted about, oh, should I do this? And he has an anger. I think, of course, he goes to Vader's mask, and that's where he kind of pumps himself up. He says, "I will finish what you started." It's just like, Adam Driver played him well in this movie. And of course, we come to that point in the movie where we have to say goodbye to Han Solo. Yeah, a lot of people thought he was going to die in this movie. And even the part he did die, it did seem like, okay, he's gonna die this part. I thought when he walked out there and called out his son Ben, it was like, oh shit, he's gonna die here. And I was like, in my head thinking, oh my god, no, don't let him die. No, he's not gonna die here. And of course he does. And then, man, just freaking hot. Man, Kylo Ren puts like a lightsaber through his pops. It's like, what the fuck? It just like makes you hate Kylo Ren. And that's what a good villain should do. And it does. Now, one of my negatives in the movie, where I thought that there were too many characters in the movie, it's only a small negative, as I said in my non-spoiler review, but yeah, there were kind of too many. I was kind of disappointed. We didn't see that much of Captain Phasma. We only saw her kind of like 2 times. And once, of course, on Jakku, when they get Poe first. And then in on the new Death Star, whatever it's called. Oh yeah, Starkiller Base, I should say. So yeah, and they kinda, she gives up like the shield easily, of course, when they first capture her. It's just like they capture her too easily. So, and of course that Starkiller Base blew up, but then of course, as I probably mentioned later, and is Captain Phasma alive? I hope she is, and I hope we see more of her in the movie, because, yeah, hold on a bit, because I hope I didn't buy this for nothing. And going back to where Han dies, I love Chewie's reaction. Of course, he's filled with anger, and he actually shoots, and he actually gets part of Kylo Ren, and Kylo Ren is like wounded. He's like, yeah, Chewbacca, and he was just mad, of course. And of course, I love before that when, of course, Han and Leia first get like, it was kind of almost an exposition scene, but it was like, but they had to explain somehow, and that, yeah, Kylo Ren or Ben, their son, got away. So yeah, that's just like very, very crushing. And of course, you see what Leia just feels it when Han dies. It's just like, ugh. One thing I found kind of weird is when, of course, like Poe and Finn, of course, they look like they crashed that TIE fighter on Jakku. It's kind of weird how they like kind of show like Finn thought Poe was dead, and of course they show in the trailers that Finn is not dead at all because he's flying that X-wing, and the X-wing battle's pretty cool. You see, like, his Neemdum is flying X-wing now. I think that's him, or some other Kalustan. That's what they call his kind. So yeah, battle's pretty cool. It was reminiscent of A New Hope when they destroyed the Death Star, and now they destroyed Starkiller Base. So yeah, and Poe Dameron, he's just like a cocky pilot, and he was played very well by Oscar Isaac in this movie. So I just want to get that out there, because Oscar Isaac, I think his character was sort of kind of underused. I mean, it was used very good at the start of the movie, and I really like how his character is. I think, yeah, I hope he's around a lot in the future movies. Now let's finally get to the lightsaber battle at the end. And of course, Finn is the first to fight Kylo Ren. He gets wounded, gets a lightsaber on his back. Of course, he gets knocked out. And then of course, you see when the lightsaber moves, when Kylo Ren's trying to force grab it, but instead goes past him, and it's Rey who picks it up, and she fought like she used the Force before, and I think she did, because she has Force powers. Of course, they showed it in many times in the movie, that flashback when she first saw the lightsaber, and then when she confronted she was with the stormtrooper in that room, and she used her Force powers, used the Jedi mind tricks, of course, to let her go. So that was pretty awesome. And the fight was awesome too. I mean, the fight was just realistic. I mean, yeah, it's realistic as you can go. It's more emotion, and not like the prequels where it's just spectacle, and there wasn't that much emotion in those fights. This, had emotion, and yeah, it was just like a fight. And Kylo Ren, of course, he's wounded, gets a scar on his face, but looks like he's not dead. It looks like all the villains aren't dead, even General Hux, who I think was played very well by Donald Gleason, and they all three, the main villains, might be still alive. I'm not sure about Phasma. Now let's get to Snoke now. Snoke, yeah, Andy Serkis played him. When we first saw him, I thought he was a giant. I was like, what the hell, a giant? I mean, I kind of was like, no, I don't want a giant in Star Wars. But it turns out it's a hologram, so I was kind of actually relieved it was. So we'll probably see him in person in episode 8. Yeah, and Andy Serkis. You know what? I looked at the face. I mean, I like the look of Snoke, but the face almost kind of looked like Smeagol. That was kind of weird. I thought, I was like, damn, they're really going Andy Serkis in this movie. So, yeah, and finally, I probably missed a lot of stuff, but let's go to the very end. One of the coolest, scenes to end a Star Wars movie, where Rey, of course, brings a lightsaber to the island. Of course, they filmed it on Skellig Island in Ireland, and it was, you see Luke, and that scene was just glorious. You see Luke, but he doesn't say a line in the whole movie, which is oh, okay, but I mean, that scene was just so cool to end the movie, and it left me wanting more, and probably we'll get a lot of Luke in episode 8, pretty much. And then, oh man, is Rey the daughter of Luke? Is It certainly feels like it. There's some stuff that kind of go against that. Like, I mean, Han and Leia really didn't know. Maybe they felt like they didn't know Luke would had a daughter. I kind of messed it up there, but yeah, I think. But she has Force powers, so she kind of has to be from a Jedi, and Luke is the last remaining Jedi, pretty much in the universe. So yeah, it's gotta make sense. I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll reveal it because they did not reveal what the last name of Rey is in this movie, and we'll see episode 8 when, oh man, this gets crazy. So man, I love this movie so much. Finally felt like a Star Wars movie. It was just glorious. It was so wonderful, just amazing how it feels like this. So yeah, there were flaws in this movie, like too many characters. I also thought there was the comedy I liked. I just thought it was spread around too much, but yeah, it just gave this movie a lot of heart. Also, this is not really that big a flaw, but we saw C-3PO with the red arm, and you see like that, the red arm like he has on there. And I was like, okay, I was wondering how he got the red arm. Of course, I think it's set in Shadow Empire, the comic, but when we saw him in the red arm, it just really meant nothing, because at the end of the movie, he doesn't have a red arm. I was like, where? So yeah, but it wasn't really big because C-3PO isn't that in much of the movie, and neither is R2-D2. But we see at the end when they show the map that where Luke is, and that's like, yeah, I guess maybe see more of R2-D2 and C-3PO in the movie. And then, oh well, 3 droids. I mean, that and BB-8, and they're all really good actually. And I also forgot when the First Order used Starkiller Base to blow up like 4 or 5 planets. That was like, okay, that was a lot of destruction. And it was like, okay, it was weird, and was one of the planets. I mean, I probably go back and watch it, but it looked like one of the planets was Coruscant. Hopefully not. I don't want Coruscant because I would love to see Coruscant in a Star Wars movie. Like, I mean, with in the new era. And so with the Empire having 2 Death Stars being blown up, now the First Order having Starkiller Base, which is like a planet-sized Death Star being blown up. So what are the First Order gonna do now? What can be bigger than like a Starkiller Base? So yeah, that wraps up my spoiler review pretty much. Episode 8 in a year and a half, May 2017, and then next December, Rogue One should be a good one about how the rebels stole those plans to destroy the first Death Star. So that's pretty, I guess, awesome. So yeah, what do you think of my review? What are your opinions on the movie, about these revelations in the movie, about Han Solo dying, and also Luke and stuff? So yeah, tell me down below in the comment section your thoughts on the movie itself. So yeah, such a wonderful movie, and can't wait for more Star Wars to come. Also, you can check out my channel. I have other reviews down there, my Creed reviews down there also, and my reaction to the Star Wars Force Awakens trailer is also down there, so check it out. And you can subscribe to my channel if you want, up here somewhere. And until next time, folks, may the Force be with you, and I am out.